What's up, weirdos? It's Thursday again. I'm Christopher, and as always, I am joined by...
I'm Mackenzie.
And I'm Sarah.
And this podcast is for weirdos.
What are we talking about?
Hi, we're talking about some crazy things today. Ever wanted to see Paris? Now you can. Today, on Tapifwa, remote viewing.
Ooh.
Welcome
Welcome, fellow travelers.
Welcome, fellow travelers. I'm going to put you through a series of tests today. Okay, remote viewing. We have a definition. The practice of seeking impressions about a distant or unseen subject, purportedly sensing with the mind.
Great.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Psychic shit.
Psychic shit.
You ever seen The Men Who Stare at Goats?
No, I haven't.
It's a good fucking movie, man. It's about like CIA psychic soldier shit.
Hey, guess what we're going to talk about today?
That's why I brought it up.
Uh-huh.
It's so good.
What do y'all think? What do y'all know about remote viewing?
I know really not a lot.
Mhm.
I've watched one true remote viewing experiment, maybe like a couple. And it's usually coupled with other things or has like specific, like it has obviously any remote viewing session has specific intent.
Right.
But it's with it has always been, everything I've seen is tied to a specific paranormal case.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never, not that it's been considered out of reach, but it's never been something I've considered like my kind of thing. It's almost, it doesn't scare me, but it's something I'm wary of because I've seen I've seen people who are far more in tune with their paranormal self than I am, have really big reactions to things and have like fallout from it. So
Okay.
it's just something I'm like not scared to do, but just like cognizant of what it can do.
Right.
Kind of
And
thing.
you have also said before.
I feel like I'm not as in touch with my latent psychic self
Right.
as like you guys may be, or other people that we follow enjoy the opinions of.
Right.
It's a car.
That was not a car.
They sound like someone going like, ooh.
Yeah.
Was that Harrison? There is another human being in this house who's
Yeah.
alive. That was a car.
Yeah.
That's a different sound, though.
It's a different sound, but
Harrison.
No, it
That's
was
an
that. It
airplane.
was just further away.
Okay.
We're good.
Sorry. Been on edge.
We're talking about weird shit, so like we saved this episode. We recorded. This is our fifth episode today. No, fourth. This is our fourth episode that we've
We'll
recorded
have
today. We did this on purpose last,
Yeah.
or like towards the end. We may do one. Are we doing one more after those?
we're doing two different experiments, so we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see how long.
Okay.
If we do another one, it's going to be a fourth episode.
Right.
It'll be
Yeah. Anyway, so we recorded. This is our fourth episode today, and we did it last intentionally, so that way we could kind of like
build up this vibe.
build up the vibe in us, and also kind of in the space of, we've talked about weirdness all day. Like we talked about a haunted location. We talked about EMF. We talked about, fun fact, I'm telling you what episodes recorded today. We talked about ghosts, like in general types of hauntings. And now we're talking about doing remote viewing.
And
so
then we've been
we're
talking
a
about-
little
and
bit
then
like
on edge.
primed
Yeah.
for weirdness to be happening around us.
And I agree that everybody has latent psychic ability. Regardless of who you are, you have a level of latent psychic ability.
Right.
I have not practiced using any of my latent psychic ability very much, just because that's not necessarily the part of the phenomena that speaks to me. I think it is so impressive to watch other people do it.
Yeah.
Truly, truly, truly. I think it is such an impressive thing for people to be able to be like, look at what I can do. I'm just not that person. So I'm interested to see what comes out of this topic and knowing you and that there's likely an experiment involved, you know, what that will look like coming from
For your heart.
for me.
So for me, I have, before I got involved with Hellier stuff, I had The Men Who Stare at Goats, which is why I brought it up earlier. Like at the very beginning, I was like, have you seen this movie? That was my like exposure to the concept of remote viewing. And then like watching, like getting into kind of conspiracy stuff about the CIA and MK Ultra and Project Stargate and that kind of stuff. Like that is where I know about remote viewing from.
Yeah.
So seeing it in Hellier being used like in the caves in Hellier where Greg was doing the Gansfeld and was just like seeing a gray alien.
And was
like,
basically getting abducted.
I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? Remote viewing is to like so the CIA can find war criminals. Like, what are we doing right now? And then continuing on that track, Greg and Dana did an episode of their podcast, the Haunted Objects podcast, where they were talking about, I don't remember if it was the Uri Geller episode
It was.
or another one, because they did a couple
It was
of different
Uri
ones.
Geller and auras. They've talked about latent psychic ability in a couple of.
But there's one specific episode where they did a remote viewing experiment
I think it was Uri Geller.
where they sent their researcher to a location and then had Greg and Dana both. Basically, I think they were doing a Gansfeld experiment. Try and find where she was. And they both got really interesting like landmarks that were at this place. Like a gazebo and like white and like running water and like all these different kinds of things. And it's like, sure, if you're skeptical, that could be anywhere. But the fact that those things were in the location where Keelan was is interesting.
Well,
at
and
least.
the first remote viewing I ever saw Greg and Dana do was The Hunt for Terry Wrist.
Which I still haven't seen.
It's bonkers.
It's bonkers.
Like that one of remote viewing, because it was the first one I had ever seen. That one's really intense. Like
It's super intense.
it's intense. It's intense on a viewer, and it was intense on Dana.
Yeah.
Like it was, you could tell it was like mentally hard on Dana when she came out.
Yeah.
Because they got some really interesting evidence out of it. But that was like, we had been part of the museum, Chris and I.
For maybe a month or so.
Not even.
No.
Like a week. We had just found Hellier. Like it was brand new, and it was the first. It was like
Well, no,
one of
it
the
was.
first.
We weren't brand new to Hellier. We were brand new to the museum because I did not join the museum until maybe a week or 2 weeks into COVID, because they started doing their, all right, we're gonna just start doing paranormal stuff every day on streams because of COVID. Like we're all stuck inside.
I just know it was in the it was in
It
that
was early in y'all being members.
early in us being members, because I have learned, because so much of my introduction to the weird was just paranormal television.
Mm-hmm.
I have learned so much as far as widening my scope of what weird is
Yeah.
from Greg and Dana and their friends and you know the people they work with. Their stuff, that it makes things like this seem more feasible and accessible to the normal person. Which is good, because the paranormal and experiments like this aren't inaccessible. Like they shouldn't be.
No.
Right.
Because nothing that it doesn't. You don't have to be special to make these things work correctly.
How much money did you spend on materials for today?
$8 and a light bulb that I already had.
There you go. That's how much it costs to try to do remote viewing. And a friend. You need to have
And
at
a
least
friend.
one friend. Because you need to have a friend with you.
And intent.
So that's what I know. Like my baseline was coming from the Men Who Stare at Goats CIA stuff. and then seeing like the other side of it. So like your introduction is the opposite of mine. Like your introduction is like, oh yeah, the ghost stuff. Of course, that's what we're remote viewing for. And I'm like, you can use remote viewing for ghost shit? Crazy.
Versus
So-
to me, it sounds like the CIA
No, that's exactly what it's for.
bonkers.
Right.
Bananagram.
Okay, so remote
yeah.
viewing has been known through occult and spiritualist writings as telesthesia.
Ooh.
What a word.
It's a good word,
Telesthesia.
which is extrasensory perception.
ESP.
ESP.
Woo woo shit.
Yeah,
some
real
woo-woo
woo-woo shit. The earliest formal research, or I guess, hold on, I skipped over. It's also been noted as traveling clairvoyance, which is also fun.
Ooh, that is fun. So many good words.
Very, very good words. The earliest formal research into the idea of remote viewing was conducted in the mid-19th century and was championed by scientists including Michael Faraday, who we talked
he's
about
back
earlier.
again.
He's back again.
Guess who's back?
Back
Back again.
again.
Mike
Faraday's back.
Yep.
Tell
your
a friend.
Tell a friend about the podcast.
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Da-da-da.
I love us. So Michael Faraday, Alfred Russell Wallace, Rufus Osgood Mason.
Great name.
These are all really good names.
Rufus Osgood Mason.
Yeah. And
wild.
William Crooks. Their research
I
was
like his name
primarily
the
on
least.
those who claimed to be naturally gifted
Great.
with enhanced psychic abilities. And although this group, they determined their own tests were successful, they were met with extreme skepticism by their peers.
As they should.
Right, which is
Peer
very
review,
much
peer
needed.
review should be critical.
Peer review is absolutely critical. But
And if it's not, you got the wrong peers reviewing you.
Right.
In the 1930s, J.B. Rhine expanded on this research by replicating the earlier experiments, but with mundane, unselected subjects.
Just guys.
Just random fellas
Guys
off the
being
street.
dudes.
Just bros.
Yeah.
Bros
Being
being
hoes.
dudes.
He never really publicized his work. It was published,
Right.
but he did not push it out there very far.
He wasn't marketing.
This is on the
He was
low.
not marketing.
It's on the down low.
It's on the download. He was afraid of what his peers would say.
Keep it low key.
He was concerned that it would be published too early and that he would be greeted with extreme criticism by mainstream scientists. And so, yeah, lots of quotes.
Lots of bunny ears.
So we gotta have cameras to catch
Right.
all of our hand shit now.
And then in the 1960s, the Gansfield protocol arose and was a method of sensory deprivation to enhance psychic ability by triggering hallucinations.
Got latent psychic ability, dude.
Uh-huh.
I guess.
So in the Gansfeld methodology, an unchanging field of color is presented to the eyes that functionally turns the eyes off, giving the user a feeling of blindness.
Which
So-
enhances your other senses.
Mm-hmm. And then additionally, you can add like headphones with white noise to this to further deprive and give like a sensory white noise.
You have a white noise machine.
So the only sensory that you have at that point is smell, taste, touch.
Yeah.
Great.
And so those don't really get triggered. No, you're not using them actively.
Right.
And so it is easier to slip into a hallucination. And this is hallucination in a very neutral manner. It's not like a drug-induced hallucination. It is
Right. It's not a psychosis.
It's not a psychosis. Like it is, you are like seeing shapes and colors. You are seeing scenes. You are seeing and hearing things that aren't there.
Right.
But like you are safe. You are in a safe location. Whatever.
Right.
Don't
but-
remote view alone.
Don't remote view alone.
Always have a buddy.
Always have a buddy to if you start to say
you're-
scary shit, go tap tap tap. Hey, wake up.
And if you decide to have a drug-induced hallucination, never trip alone.
Yeah, never trip alone.
PSA.
Just don't Don't
PSA.
do most things by yourself.
Always have a buddy.
Have a buddy.
Have a
Rule
buddy.
number one.
One, everything is more fun when you have people with you.
Yeah.
Do you know how much fun the three of us have together?
Oh my god.
We're
We have too
ridiculous.
much fun.
We-
But adding in the second stimulus of the headphones
Mm-hmm.
turns it into a multimodal Gansfeld.
Okay.
Um,
So the actual Gansfeld is just the eyes.
yes.
Okay.
Which is interesting because I don't think I've ever seen it.
Just with the eyeballs.
Just
with
with
the
eyes.
eyes.
Yeah.
And maybe that's because of the way Greg and Dana do experiments, which is where I've seen remote viewing.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are other people that have presented remote viewing experience. I just have not seen those.
Right.
Because they deprive your ear holes every time you do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
But so researchers involved with the Gansfeld experiments also shared information and were like actively communicating with people researching remote viewing. So these concepts go hand in hand. They're the same kind of thing in different fonts, different tools, different what?
hand in hand.
Oh yeah, hand in hand. They can't see on either one of our cameras that we're holding hands.
We might be able to see it on yours.
Oh, maybe.
And we can see that you're reaching for each other.
Yeah. But, so that was 1960s. 1972
Mm-hmm.
starts.
The year my dad was born.
Happy birthday, Curtis.
Fascinating. Happy birthday, Curtis. It's a good year. 1972 is when the CIA started Project Stargate.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I know so much about Project Stargate.
you can interject at any
Don't
time.
worry. Are you going to talk about MK Ultra?
No.
Okay. I may do that as a topic
Okay, do
at
it.
some point.
You should.
It's like kind of in this same vein because
Yeah.
the whole point of that was like to induce like dream states and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add it to my topic
You
list.
should add it to your topic list. So the typical CIA remote viewing experiment was viewer is asked to visualize a place, location, or object being viewed by a beacon in quotation marks or sender.
Interesting.
The judge watching the viewer examines their report and determines if the report matches the target or set of decoys that they were given.
Got it.
If the viewer's report matches, there are so many typos in here.
You typed it.
I did, and I'm looking at it going, do I know English?
Amen.
But
it do be like that
it
sometimes.
do be
That
like
was
that
me
sometimes.
like half of the last episode we recorded. I stopped being able to speak English.
Yeah.
So if the viewer's reports match the target and not the decoys, it was considered a hit.
Right.
You sunk my battleship.
Uh-huh.
Some psychic shit.
Or whenever they were in more of a like testing phase, a set of 5 National Geographic photos were selected in a separate room from a stack of National Geographic photos. The viewer had to get higher than a 50% accuracy of
Rating.
yeah, the things that were in photos or like the places or like information about
The picture.
at least 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
3 of the 5 in order to be considered a success. And so the CIA
The CER.
the CIA was interested in remote viewing as a method of espionage and intelligence gathering, specifically because we were in the Cold War. And so they were looking specifically to gather information about Russia and North Korea.
Again, you gotta watch the Ministerial Codes. It's got Ewan McGregor. It's got George Clooney. It's got Jeff Bridges. Like, it's a good fucking film.
I'd like to see that.
They try to blow up clouds with their minds, and George Clooney's doing it. So George Clooney's character's name is Lynn, and he's doing it with his brain. He's like doing like that while he's driving. And
He's
he
blowing
drives
up
into
clouds?
He's trying to blow up clouds, and convincing Ewan McGregor's character that he can do this like psychic spy soldier shit. And he drives into a rock, and like in the middle of the desert. And my favorite line: so they drive this car into a rock. They get out of the car. The car's fucked up. Ewan McGregor goes, "You had the whole fucking desert to drive in, Lynn." And it's like the amount of times that I've said that in my head when someone's hit a curb because I know so few people have seen this movie. I say it to Mom all the time because she's seen it. It's so good.
That's
It's called The Men
good.
Who Stare at Goats because there was allegedly with psychic soldier shit, they tried to see if they could teach people how to kill things with their mind, and so they would stare at goats to
try and
the
kill them.
goats. Yeah, that's why it's called The Men Who
Fucking
Stare at Goats.
incredible.
Yeah, it's a real good movie. It's some like weird hippie shit.
Look,
Shit's good.
I fuck with that.
It's a good movie.
But so Project Stargate lasted from 1972 until 1995.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
my birth year.
It was a good year.
It's my fault.
Yep,
I'm sorry.
you did it.
Great.
Your fault.
I'm so
job.
sorry.
But
I mean, I'm not sorry. The CIA should not be doing that to people.
in 1995, information started being declassified about the project.
Right.
And so from 1995 to 2003, there was a bunch of information that came out about these experiments about Project Stargate. And yeah, it was super interesting. One thing that I thought in what I read from different CIA documents is because, like I said, a whole lot of things got declassified. And you can just like find that shit on the internet as PDFs and download 300
Sarah
page
would know.
documents.
I happened upon a CIA document the other day and researched for a topic that I haven't finished yet.
Incredible. It's great. But one of the things in one of the documents that I think interested me the most, because I had not thought about this specific target, they were using remote viewing to locate vessels, to like locate
ships?
boats.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Wub wub.
I never fucking thought about that though, because I always assumed
So you
hearing
really
about it like,
sunk my battleship.
yeah, you sunk my
my God.
battleship. I
fine.
always
Sunk my
assumed it was more of like, can you figure out where this person is? Like,
Right.
where is?
Yeah, but-
Where's Osama bin Laden?
But
Yeah.
but like I think it's almost easier to say you're gonna find a physical object like a boat than it is to be like, let me find this person that I may or may not have ever met. Most people can picture a
boat.
boat,
Yeah.
like a warship or an aircraft carrier or a
Exactly.
destroyer. They're gonna be able to
to
Right.
picture that a
To
lot
picture
better
that a lot
and
easier than
find
being like-
things.
tell me, unless it's somebody you're really close to. Like if somebody were to tell me find Sarah, I could probably find Sarah if that was an ability that worked well for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what Chris has planned for experimentation, but I do think it would be funny to do remote viewing hide and seek.
It's kind of what we're doing. but
Great!
Not 100%, but like,
That was so loud.
Sorry, but I think it would be really funny to like have someone remote view and someone else go hide somewhere in the house.
Because we know
We know each other really well,
and we know the space we're in really well.
relatively.
right. But
Anyway,
so
sorry.
one of the things that was super important in the Project Stargate experiments was that the viewer did not have context of the space that they were looking into.
Oh, okay.
And so like that was
Interesting.
information that they could further use to confirm
That they knew what
that
they
they
were
knew
talking about. Yeah.
that like they found the target. So like
Right.
if they were looking, like if I was looking for you, but you were in a warehouse somewhere, and I don't know where this warehouse is. I have no idea what's inside the warehouse, but I find you and I'm like, Sarah is in a room full of peanuts, packing peanuts, a room full of them.
It was almost funnier when I was picturing shelled peanuts. That was
Right, just like actual like edible peanuts.
Yeah. And so like, and then if Mackenzie knows where you are, and you are indeed in a room full of packing peanuts, then
Because
they'd
I'm
be
in
like,
a warehouse.
Oh, yeah. Because like if I'm like, I think Sarah is in the drawing room.
with
not
the
aware of.
I know where that is.
Right.
And like I
Is that what we're calling Mom's art room?
yeah.
the
drawing room.
I'm
Uh-huh.
texting her right now.
And
so funny.
like because based on that information, I know you and I know this house. So I can guess.
You could guess.
where you are.
But you could also be very wrong.
I
with
could
your
be.
guess.
Right.
True.
So, there are a number of groups today that use the CIA's method of remote viewing, in addition to like iterations of it. So like they've expanded upon it and changed it to fit their needs. So we know like Greg and Dana and their team do remote viewing to do like ultra terrestrial research and like investigate weird paranormal things. But there are people doing it for a lot more mundane reasons. The people using like remote viewing for mundane purpose are mainly doing it for like stock market trends and cryptocurrency trends.
What a weird thing to
crazy.
remote view for.
It's crazy.
That's
but they're
weirder to me.
I predict that
Like,
Bitcoin is stupid.
That's weirder to me
I hit my face on my microphone.
than remote
Doing it for
viewing
ghost shit?
for ghosts.
they're generally pretty successful though, and like
That's nuts.
there are groups of people that do it together, and so they compare their notes at the end of the day essentially, and make financial decisions based on these remote viewing sessions. But the group that I'm specifically thinking about, like they have a YouTube channel, they like do a lot of information about remote viewing and whatever, but every once in a while they will do a fun, silly one. Like they'll do something fun and silly that is not related to like crypto or like stock markets. And they did one on Hellier. And so they remote viewed I think season 2 before season 2 came out.
That's bonkers.
And so like
Greg being like, somebody has seen Hellier.
yeah, but so like they contacted Greg and Dana and they were like, "Hey, we made this. We're going to post it on our YouTube, but we wanted to like give this to you." And they went, Hellier 2 isn't out. What the fuck? How do you know this? How do you know this?
Poor Greg. He's going to have a conniption fit one day.
Yeah, it's
That
fine.
man's heart's gonna explode.
He's so stressed all the time.
He's
I love him
stressed and
so
paranoid
much.
all the time.
I just want to keep him in my
Keep in
little
your
pocket and like give him a little marshmallow every once in a while. Keep him happy.
Like on my video game. That's
Yeah.
all we eat, marshmallows.
Yeah, in 22 minutes.
22.
That's it.
Doomed.
But yeah,
So we finished the notes, so now it's experiment time?
that's experiment time.
Okay, so tell us what we're gonna do.
Okay, so I need the advent calendar.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna need y'all to leave the room real quick. So what I'm doing is I am taking this advent calendar and I'm going to put a bunch of small items in all of the numbers. Hopefully I have enough things. And what I'm gonna do is one at a time. I'm gonna have one of them probably sit right here. Or no, I'll just have them sit wherever wherever their seat is. And they are going to try to remote view whoever is not sitting in here, who's going to pick 3 numbers and see what those objects are. So the only things that they know about are Moose's chicken and Mackenzie's ring. They don't know about any of the rest of these objects that I have for them. And I'm going to also provide them with some drawing pads so that they can maybe draw what they think. And I'm just going to start randomly putting things in. We have a couple things that are similar. This might be too large. No, that's fine. Okay. I might not have enough little things. I thought I grabbed enough. I did not. But that's fine. It will get situated. Oh wait, I have the little box with more things. There's this. And I will check to make sure everything has something. Okay, we're running low on items. But I think I have enough. Okay, got it. So we have a bunch of items in here. Now I'm going to take the remainder of these items, I'm going to put them in my little box, and I'm going to hide the box again. They have not seen any of the objects that I put in here other than the ring and the chicken. Okay. I am going to go out there. I'm going to switch places with them. I'm going to have them come back in and sit down, and I'm going to situate this somewhere out there, and then I will come back in, explain the rules to them, and we'll have them decide who wants to go first. Okay. Okay, so what is going to happen is one of you are going to go out there, and you're going to look at the advent calendar. You're going to pick 3 numbers. And then you're going to pull an object out of each number, and then you're going to sit there and think about it and for like 5 minutes. And then the person in here with me is going to attempt to remote view whatever that person is looking at.
Okay. So we're pulling out 3 things.
3 things.
Okay. And are we trying to get the number or the thing?
Either one.
Great.
Like there are multiple ways to
win.
succeed. Yeah, there are multiple ways to win.
I love it.
I will give you one of the little drawing pads that I have.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to sit there and think about shapes, if you can nail the shapes, then like that's a point. Like any sort of correlation to the objects that are out there that have been chosen, because there are 24 different objects.
Amazing.
There are different colors, different sizes, different shapes.
You brought a bunch of little things?
I brought a bunch of little things.
I was like, we were each asked to get
To bring one little guy.
One little guy, and
Right.
one of them I took off my hand.
Right. And so there
Why
are
is it
a
chicken?
bunch of different things. There are things that are very small. There are things that kind of barely fit into the like.
Little
I think the chicken is just about the largest thing.
Yeah.
That is in there. But there are 24 different objects. Some of them are very similar, but
Okay.
they are all different in one way or another.
So the goal here is to try and find what the person looking at the calendar
Has picked out.
is seeing.
Yes, is seeing. So pick out numbers, pick out the shape of the object, the color of the object, something.
Okay. Do you want to pick first or try and remote view first?
I would like to try and remote view first, because if it goes horribly,
You'll feel...
it'll be fine.
Okay. I
Okay.
will go pick things then.
Okay.
Do you want me to set a timer or do you want me to just hang out there?
I can set a timer in here.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. I'll get you. I'm gonna pull out the drawing pads. Also, I do before you.
need a drawing pad?
No, unless you want it. Okay. I do want y'all to admire
You
the decorations
Cute.
that I've done on the back of my drawing pads.
love that.
Cute.
Yeah. Would you like pink or blue?
I'll do blue.
Okay.
I'm going to go.
Okay.
Close the door, leave door open. So
Close door.
Yell at me.
You,
Does it really matter at this point? I'm not going to say anything.
Close it because Harrison.
Yeah.
Because video games.
Video games. All right.
Okay.
I'll be out here. I'm going to go try and send messages to Mackenzie's brain from my brain.
Okie dokie.
Bye.
Have fun. Okay. I'm gonna set like a 6-minute timer because
okay.
I'll allow everybody like a minute to do whatever. If nothing happens, nothing happens. That's okay.
I know. Am I just like closing my eyes?
However you think. There's not a true method to
Remote viewing.
this is exactly how you have to do it.
God, okay.
There are like worksheets that people have, but
I think maybe I see something blue. I'm getting blue.
is there a shape to go along with the blue?
Like a star.
Okay.
I don't know. I've gotten star and rectangle, or like rectangle square.
Uh-huh.
Like a butterfly. I don't necessarily have a color though.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
A butterfly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But no color?
No, I mean it was black, but I don't. It was just kind of like a pop of like the outline of the
Okay.
shadow of a butterfly.
I'm gonna go get Sarah.
I'm probably so wrong.
I'm gonna bring Sarah her phone
Okay.
to take a picture of the objects. And then
We swap.
I think y'all are gonna swap, and then I will, once Sarah has done it, then we will look at the objects that were seen.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know, y'all. I don't think I did very well. But it's okay. It's okay if it's our first time doing this. It's okay if I don't get anything. We're trying something new, and you can't get better at anything without trying it for the first time. Just remember that.
You can send however you want to send. You receive however you want to receive.
Great.
You want the blue or the pink pad?
I'll take pink.
Okay. And
I'm excited that y'all maybe had success.
Where's my little pad?
I'm getting it.
Oh, if the blue one's out, I'll take the blue one. Oh, that was so dangerous.
It scared me once I threw it, and I was like, oh no.
What are the rules here?
Anything?
I can do anything?
You can do anything.
I can say anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can sit there and talk if you want to talk. You
Okay.
can not say anything. Mackenzie didn't say anything for a long time. And then she gave me some colors and shapes.
Okay. I'm gonna actually take my glasses off.
Yeah. Do whatever you want. Whatever feels good.
This might be boring podcast content.
You can, for the video, just like fast forward it, but don't think about that. We're doing an
I
experiment.
know, right? We're doing an experiment. That's what matters. I should have done what she just did. She closed the door to Harrison to their room. I heard her close the door. I wasn't like remote viewing and seeing what she's doing. I heard her close the door.
It wasn't freaky shit, it was just normal shit.
For listeners at home, I'm closing my eyes to see if I can see anything. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. What do you have?
What do I have?
Yeah.
I have a shoe or a boot,
Uh-huh.
like some sort of like footwear. Something is either yellow or green, like
Mhm.
one of those two colors, and then a thing that is round is in the like white, silver, clear family of colors,
Uh-huh.
and then I just have shell.
Shell?
Like a shell. I have no other information.
Okay.
I also got the number 5.
Okay.
But I don't know if it was like 5 or 15 or 25.
Uh-huh.
But does that one have 25 or 24?
I think it just says 24.
Okay, so the number 5. So
Yeah.
maybe one of those 5
Yeah.
or 15.
5 or 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got shoe/boot, yellow or green, shell, and then a white, silver, or clear round thing. And then the number 5. Chris has wandered out of the room to go get Mackenzie. Did I do bad? Chris, did I do bad?
Nobody did that.
Nobody did bad?
Nobody did that.
That's crazy.
I feel like I did horrible.
Chris said you didn't do. Chris said you got something.
Interesting because I sat for minutes without like,
Anything.
And I was probably too quiet, but
I was going to bring it in here.
I was also quiet.
I was like, let me awkwardly sit here in dead silence.
Did you close your eyes?
I did.
Yeah, I took my glasses off and I was just like staring in the direction of the light and just was quiet until the
I,
very
like-
end. And I was like, I feel like I don't actually have anything, but this is like what I wrote down. And Chris was like, what do you have? And I told him.
I didn't write anything down. I finally just had to like start talking out loud for me to feel like I was getting somewhere. But when I was sitting out there, I was like, I had my eyes closed
Mm-hmm.
and I had my head kind of back because I kind of thought of it like a telephone wire between us. So I was going like I kept repeating things in my head.
That's what I
over-
did. I said them out loud. Like I
wasn't-
had
I
the
wasn't-
things in my hand and I was
I was-
staring at them.
No, I didn't have them in my hand. I had them clasped in my hand.
Okay.
And I had an order, like
Yeah.
numerical order, and I was like going thing, number, thing, like, and I was just like kind of rocking with myself as I was like sitting out there.
Okay.
So, one thing. Y'all both picked the same object for one, which
Interesting.
was fascinating.
What number did you pick?
I'm
Hold
gonna
on,
let him
hold
do
on.
this,
Okay.
and then we'll talk about it.
Which,
Is it the thing that I got that I think I got exactly right?
no.
Okay.
I kind of want to do this in a spooky way.
Okay,
do it.
Kind of cheesy.
Okay.
Um.
Do you want me to erase this?
Ooh, you know what? What do you have? Do you have notes on there?
my stuff that I wrote.
Okay. Do you have it in your head though? You take a picture of it real quick.
Yeah, I'll take a picture of it.
Okay. I want you. Once you have a picture of it, I want you both to write down your second number.
Okay.
Like the one that we picked out there.
Yeah. Because y'all both left your things in the order that you picked them, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said the things in the order that I had pulled them.
I did not, but it doesn't matter because my second one was still the middle of my 3 numbers.
Okay.
Are we going?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
16.
Oh, 16. That's what I meant to write down. I
Yeah.
wrote down my first number. Let me write it down.
Y'all both had
That's a
the
16.
little guy.
The
little-
little wooden dog.
You also think it's a dog. Great.
Lovely, because I thought it was a horse.
Oh, that's definitely a dog.
We both were
Um,
like dog.
I don't know what it is. I found it in a parking lot.
I swear that's a little wooden dog.
Yeah, I said brown wooden dog.
Okay. And so. Okay.
So we have these little writing tablets.
That are they're for children.
You can erase them. They are in fact for children. So you can erase, and then you can write like. You can write words on them,
But they're like you have to be close to them. They're hard to read when you're
and then you
far
can
away.
erase it. Are you pulling out all the numbers?
I'm trying. I don't.
Are you struggling?
Is he? Where did you put that one?
Do I need to whisper my? These are my numbers.
Yeah, one of them has disappeared
I literally
from its pocket.
put it back in its pocket. Did we have an
Did
apport?
it get
Did it apport itself?
It has gone.
Go check by the couch.
Did you miss when you were putting it away?
I don't think.
Is it the snowman?
No.
Okay. It's not the snowman who lives in the
Calendar.
calendar. Can I tell you?
Oh no.
Can I tell her anything? Okay. I was just going to tell her how I was sending.
Okay, yeah.
So the way that I was sending the information was I had my 3 objects in my hand, and I would look at one of them, and I would say like shape, color, material, number, shape, color, material, number, shape, color, material, number, and then I'd move on to the next one and do the same thing. So it was like, or I would do color, shape, material, number. So like brown wooden dog for the one that we both pulled out, and then 16.
Okay. I want you to draw the blue and star thing that you saw, and I want you to draw the circle thing. What color was it?
Clear, like white, silver, or clear.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Draw it. If you can.
it's just a circle.
I mean, mine was just a star. Like it was just a blue star.
It was a blue star.
Yeah.
You said you also had square?
I also saw like a blue rectangle, but it was just like the same shade of blue. It was just like a blue square.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
And then my other
mine
one
looked
was
like that.
It's just a circle.
It was a round thing.
It was a round thing.
So it wasn't like a circle. It was like more 3D, but it was a round thing.
Okay.
all of mine were flat. Like I didn't get a 3D shape out of it.
Yeah.
And then
And I wouldn't
the other-
necessarily say I got a 3D shape. I got more of the impression of roundness.
Uh-huh.
Like mine were very vague.
Uh-huh.
everything. I mean, the other thing I got was black, like a black butterfly shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Was the other thing that I got, which is nonsense. I don't think it was right. So
I would not call that. That one was not a hit. Your square blue star, I would consider a hit.
okay.
Your round
Silver, white, clear.
clear, I would also call a hit.
Fantastic.
So I put them in the wrong hands. Those were your targets. These were your targets.
Great.
Go ahead and look.
Oh.
A clothespin. Oh, a coin. That
Silver.
works. And it is silver.
'Cause-
Is this a site token?
It is. There was also
Clothespin.
an identical gold coin,
Oh, fascinating. And I did get.
and there were other coins
Okay.
that
and
were
I
all different.
And it was like white, silver, or clear. It was like in that color family. So I'd deal with that.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is what my brain was trying to get me with the shoe or boot.
Maybe, but I don't know.
I'm not going to call it a hit, but I'm like...
Yeah, I would
wonder
not
if
call
this-
it a hit.
The shell, definitely not. Well?
I don't.
No, the shapes on here are not showing.
Yeah,
I was looking at the shapes on the coin.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that one is a
Blue rectangle, dude.
blue rectangle. And
It
I,
took me a long time
It
to figure out
literally,
what
like-
to
I would
call.
also-
It literally like pulsed.
I
It was like
could-
a pulsing like blue.
I could.
I was seeing because I had my eyes closed.
I said
here.
blue a lot.
I was so interesting that you said blue a lot because I went from really kind of having like just the white. I don't
Yeah.
know if you see just white when you close your eyes, kind of like the like floaty.
Yeah, whatever you
black,
see.
white,
The inside of your eyeballs.
And then all of a sudden, it was like waves of blue. Like I got the blue
Mhm.
rectangle shape,
Right.
and then it was just like constantly like blue waves behind my vision.
What
Uh-huh.
numbers were mine? Were these ones? What numbers did you pick?
I picked that's 3 and that's 19.
I was way off with my number.
I
only
got
number that
none
I got was
numbers.
5.
I
Yeah.
didn't get any numbers.
Yeah.
But no, I would even call the shape that is on that blue piece of leather a star.
Yeah.
It's a star shape.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
light,
Yeah.
almost.
right.
It is not a traditional.
It
No.
took me a
5-point
long time to figure
star.
out. So in my going, so the little dome, the clear guy, the clear little dome, that was clear circle clear dome glass. Like I know it's plastic, but I was
Yeah.
saying glass because when I grabbed it initially I thought it was glass, so I just stuck with that.
Yeah.
And then so I would be like clear circle dome glass 22, clear circle dome glass 22, clear circle dome glass 22, and then the little brown dog was like brown wooden dog 16, brown wooden dog 16, brown wooden dog 16. And then when I got to the other thing, I just kept saying like blue leather square because I was trying to figure out what to say about the shape on it. And then I inevitably ended up with silver cross hatching, which is a lot of words
Yeah.
to try and get through in a remote viewing exercise.
Yeah.
I would say I will take round, white, clear, or silver for this.
Yeah. I'll call that a hit.
I'd
Y'all both
I'd
got
take
a hit.
that.
And a weird, y'all both chose the same guy.
That was odd.
That is odd.
Because I intentionally was like, I'm not going to pick numbers that would be numbers that people would expect me to pick. Like, I was like, I'm not going to pick 3. I'm not going to pick 13.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pick Christmas Eve. Like, I'm going to pick, because this is an advent calendar.
It is an advent calendar.
I was like, I'm going to pick, I picked 22 first, and then I picked 16, and then I picked 10. I was like, I picked 22 and then 16, and then I went, I'll just go up.
Oh, nice.
They're
Yeah.
just in a row.
I didn't notice that they were all together like that.
Yeah, they were all in a row,
Huh.
which is why I picked them.
Yeah.
Neat. What a fun
Neat.
little experiment.
Yeah, the fun little...
Do you think you're a little psychic now?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
I think that is more impressive than mine because I did do a cop out and say 3 different colors that this could be. I went
mean,
white
blue
or
was
silver or
very-
clear.
I was like, blue was very prominent for me. So yes, I think it worked. I'm proud of myself because I don't know what I was prepared to do going into that,
That was a good noise.
but it was not. I have gone from I don't need instructions, don't tell me what to do, to please give me a comprehensive list of the steps I need to complete. So when you're like, send however you want, my brain was like,
I do like that we both kind of did similar but different on how we tried to send the information.
yeah.
Because I said it out loud, like quietly, and I think part of that was I did not close the door to the room that Harrison was in.
Oh, I shut the door. to
I heard you,
Harrison's room.
and I went, I should have done that.
Because he was trying to he was fighting space marines, and I went, I can't focus on shit.
All right, so I think that I should have done that, but also that's why I was saying it out loud. I think was because I was like, I can focus more if I'm saying the words out loud to myself.
Yeah.
To try and send that to Mackenzie, and I was like, I'm gonna look directly at these things so that way I can try and send you as clear a picture of what they look like as possible.
Because there was another one too, and it was red.
Crazy. Did you make some of this for this?
No.
Or is this just shit you had?
This is all shit that I just had.
I love random little bits. I'm sad that neither of us pulled the chicken.
Bits and bobs.
Yeah, neither of us pulled the stuff we
We
gave
put in
to
there, which
the-
is also an interesting psychic experiment of like neither of us intuitively found our objects. What numbers did you put our objects in? Was there any intention behind it, or was it all random?
I intentionally tried to be like, I don't think they're gonna pick this number. Like, this is not anybody's favorite number. This is not a graduation year.
What is your favorite number?
I don't know that I have one.
Okay. Do you have one, Chris?
12.
Okay, mine's 13. Is yours 12 because of your birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's 13 because my birthday. So yours should be 30.
I guess mine should be 30.
Or 8.
Harrison's is 8.
Because here's the
gold
gold coin. It's the same coin. Like, all sorts of
discs.
Five was tiny.
I'm
Oh,
glad
that
I
is
didn't
itty
pull
bitty.
that.
What is 5? Just for me.
It's a little cat charm.
Oh, meow.
Here's another coin, but this one's plastic.
My tummy just went. Brrr.
Here's yours.
Now Mackenzie has to put her puzzle ring together. What is that? Is it just a safety pin?
It's bent though.
It's a bent safety
It's a
pin.
bent safety pin.
Jank
So
it.
here are all the objects.
So we have on the table in front of us. We have a bottle, a can tab, a D6, a big ass ring,
Plastic ring.
a plastic ring,
Gaudy heart
a
plastic ring.
clothespin, a silver coin, a gold coin,
A little cheese on a plate.
A little cheese on a plate. What is this orange thing?
It is a bead. It is an orange
A
glass
little orange
bead.
bead. We have a green, like fake emerald stone ring, that is a site token for an SCA event.
Uh-huh.
We have a chicken. We have a
Two
bent safety pin. We have 2 different blue pieces of leather rectangles with different
hatch marks.
Different
on the
hash
colored-
side.
Yeah.
different color hash marks on them. We have 2 spools of thread in different colors. We have a little clear glass plastic dome. We have a leather circle, I believe.
We have a leather circle with a mountain and a sword on it.
We have a spool of thread, of
We have-
purple thread.
We have 2 spools of thread. We have a blue or a purple and a red.
We have a wooden coin with a bee and a, I think, horse.
And we have a gemstone cage with a gemstone in it.
with 3 gemstones in
3
it.
gemstones
And
in
a
it.
little a gold jaguar bead.
A little gold jaguar bead and a teeny tiny cat charm.
Teeny tiny cat
Oh, and
charm.
a little wooden dog.
Little
Can't forget
wooden
the little
dog.
wooden dog. that
And
Chris
then
thought was a horse.
Mackenzie's ring.
And Mackenzie's ring and my chicken.
Yeah.
The chicken will be returned to her home.
Yeah.
my little owl puzzle ring.
Yeah.
Cute.
Which is why I picked that one. I was like, if they gotta identify something, at least it's an owl.
It's got an
Yeah.
owl
It's
on
got an
it.
owl
yeah.
on it, rather than like
It's got something identifiable.
just a braided puzzle ring.
Right. What's next on the docket?
Next, we're going to try Gansfeld's. Well, that's not quite everything you need to know about remote viewing. Come back next week and learn a little bit more. See some new things. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is for weirdos.
Are you a weirdo?
Thursdays are for the phenomena.